One of the great questions that I'm facing right now is, when will the Trump protests end? Now, obviously, they've been coming out of the establishment for a while, the Pope, the Chinese, the Shai Khans, Obama. So we've had, during the presidential cycle, obviously, the Trump resistance protest was heavy. Okay, you expect that during a presidential campaign. Well, after he won, the protest just got more intense, more violent, and then when he starts doing some of the actions, fulfilling some of his promises, coming out with a travel ban, well, now the media and the left spins it and ramps it up even more, and the protests get even more violent. Now you've got this story on Zero Hedge. Martin Armstrong warns this will only end in bloodshed. And of course, this was reshared by Zero Hedge, originally submitted on the SHTF plan, and this was a Martin Armstrong piece, and he talks about how basically the protests in media, the protests in the music industry and the entertainment industry are not going to stop. They're fully committed, whether it's the artists and entertainers themselves who are committed to this message, or the powers that be controlling them, or they just say, hey, look, I know that this is what it takes to be successful. If I cater to these political beliefs, maybe I'll be on the radio. Maybe I'll get the next big movie role. Whatever it is, it's not stopping, and it only gets worse. We saw this last night at the Grammys, where, as he points out in this article, Tribe Called Quest gets on stage. They do a vigorous anti-Trump performance. They thank President Agent Orange, referring to Donald Trump. Agent Orange was a deadly chemical produced by Monsanto used in wars overseas. And they say that Trump is perpetuating evil in the United States. And then they do the Black Panther salute with their fists in the air. Now, Armstrong, who is known for accurately predicting things in the past, market collapses and such, is predicting that this is only going to end in bloodshed, that the civil unrest is only going to continue to get worse. And of course, you've got Obama, Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer, who are all in on the party. They are all inciting this, building this, and really vindicating these protesters as well. That's a major aspect of this, that these protesters are vindicated by people in the entertainment industry and by politicians, obviously leading the way, the Democrats. So the question here is, when will the Trump protests end? And according to this story via Armstrong Economics, it's only going to end in bloodshed. And here's what I'm looking at this, because I'm seeing this, and of course we're seeing this on both sides. I don't want civil war. Okay, I've got guns because I like shooting guns at the gun range. My parents and grandparents took me hunting as a kid. Okay, and I like my Second Amendment. But then you see the people on the social media that are basically saying we have to go to civil war, resist no matter what. Okay, so then what is the response from the right or the conservatives? Really, you want a civil war? We've got guns. You know, if you want to have this war, thank God you don't believe in the Second Amendment. But then I'm thinking, think higher than this, because that's not what we want. Think about this. If there's really going to be a civil war, and we believe in the powers that be as we see them, who's ever on top of this, creating this great divide and conquer, is going to wipe us all out. They're going to use the Civil War to wipe all of us out. So I'm not going to sit here like some tough guy with my shotgun saying, oh, look at the liberals, they don't have guns, they really want a civil war. No. If a civil war actually comes to bloodshed, folks, they're going to wipe all of us out. There's not going to be any winners. And if this prediction is true by Martin Armstrong, that the Trump protests are only going to end in bloodshed, I've done this before and I'm never going to stop. I am begging you, anti-Trumpers, I'm begging the Trump resistance, please just let up. Okay? Just give it a year. Okay? If Trump is really that bad, then maybe after a year you can go out to the streets, and who knows, maybe we'll agree with your protest. I doubt it. But you're not even thinking. We've been out on the streets. We've asked you about your protest. You have no idea what's going on. It's not a Muslim ban. This is the perfect illustration. Oh, anti-Muslim ban. Not a Muslim ban. So my point is, I don't know I don't know what's going to stop these people from protesting. Like I said, the entertainment industry isn't going to stop. The mainstream media isn't going to stop. The leaders of the Democratic Party like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi aren't going to stop. Pelosi's not even on planet Earth. She thinks George Bush is president. You got Maxine Waters coming out talking about Russians invading Korea. It's crazy. So I don't know when the protests end, but if this is right, if this is truly right, that the protests can only end in bloodshed, that's not good for anyone. That's not good for people who don't like Trump. That's not good for people that do like Trump. That civil war, if they truly bring about that civil war, will probably just end all of us and bring out total martial law, total police state. So I don't know why these people hate Trump so much. I don't know if they think they're going to get more career advancement, or I don't know if they really hate Trump's policies, aka they're ignorant to how the world actually works. But again, I urge the Trump protesters to just think for a second what the ends to your means actually is, and what a civil war would actually mean, not just to you, not just to me, but to America and the entire planet. So hopefully Martin Armstrong is incorrect. Hopefully the Trump protests will stop eventually, or at least calm down in nature. But as long as these people are sitting at the teat of the mainstream media and the entertainment industry, I think Martin Armstrong, unfortunately, is right. This is Owen Shroyer for Infowars.com.
Talk show host is Alex Jones. He's a conspiracy theorist.
Radio talk show host Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
Radio talk show host and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones.
Deeply, I think, racist.
I just got called racist by MSNBC.
I don't want that man to have a gun.
1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
The Alex Jones Show. Watch the free stream live at Infowars.com/show.